We look at the housing market here in West Michigan. We had seen it again starting to heat up with the start of the year. And so as we started looking at the January, February numbers, the bottom end of the market, properties below 350,000 were really starting to sell pretty quickly and have lots of activity. And so we were already seeing prices start to rise here in West Michigan. And we started to see good strength in those properties above that price. We had seen a lot of strength here in West Michigan, mostly because of the number of millennials we have here in West Michigan. They're reaching a point in their life where they're looking for houses, and therefore there's a lot of demand, pent-up demand by the millennial generation to get into houses. So we saw an 8.5% drop in March nationwide, and that drop probably is going to be a lot worse as we look going forward. That March was buoyed by the fact that a lot of those sales really happened in February and weren't booked until March. When you compare it to other things, automobile sales were down 25%, clothing sales were down 50%, food and drink establishments were down 25%. We're expecting April numbers to be very, very bad for the housing market. One of the primary reasons for that is that as we went into the second half of March, you start to see layoffs and furloughs start to happen. As those things started to snowball, that meant people couldn't get loans, or that people were now unsure about where they were heading, so they took their house off the market. So we had two things happen. We had people no longer having the money to buy a house, or weren't sure enough that they would have the money to buy a house, combined with not really wanting to sell your house right this moment because you might not get the best deal. A lot of people won't be able to purchase right now because they have an uncertain work future. That's going to result in different prices than you were seeing even 3 months ago. And it's going to require that you be very flexible on how you think about how it's going to be sold. And right now it's hard to do anyways, because people can't come and look at the house and do the same types of things they were able to do 3 months ago. So as we come out the other side of this recession, whenever that happens to be, one thing that we do know is that density of millennials that we have here, particularly in Kent County, is going to really help bring that housing market back faster when we do come back. So we know that there's some optimism on the other side of this. It's just how long will it be before that starts?